um, just to give you a description of how close our relationship is with nature. Eto siya, these three, it's the common balete tree, but I think this one, ma'am.
Ah, that one, the big one.
Oo. But I think we're the only community in the Philippines that eat this one.
Ah, you eat it?
Oo,
Which
this
part
is,
of the country?
but it's, so this is our substitute for, it's kind of parang lemony siya. So this is
Ah,
our vitamin C if you want to have
ay, how
an vitamin C
nice.
overload. Oh,
Oh, you can eat it
eat it
now.
like this.
Yes,
So
it's natural.
these are basic, survival skills where you're in the Batanes
Because,
wild wilderness.
yes.
Now, mamatipid ka dito. Everything kailangan walang wastage. So, halimbawa, if you butcher a pig, lahat ng parte noon should be used. Since we don't have many nuts in Batanes, this is the common talisay tree. It's actually abundant in the Philippines, but in Batanes kasi we have so much use for the talisay. So yung leaves niya can be made into the dye to color fabric. It's a long process though. And also then, yung kanya pong bunga, when it's still unripe, when
Which
it's
one is
still
the
young.
bunga? The one that's...
There. It's still, bulaklak pa siya.
Ah, itong bulaklak magiging bunga na to.
Ah.
Ito, oh.
Pag mamunga na siya, we
Ito,
eat
to.
the green ones.
Ah, you eat the green fruit.
Green fruit. And then later on, pag maging husky na siya, mag-yellow na siya, we eat naman the meat of the ripe fruit. Then when it falls on the ground, we cut it and meron siyang almond.
Oh,
So we call it the
surprise.
local almond. So
Oh,
that's our
nice.
sabi
And is
sa-
this available? Where do you buy this? Or do you usually
Um,
grow your own food?
we grow our own food eh. It's in Batanes kasi if you notice the palengkes are so they're not really palengkes eh. If you have a product that
An
yung
excess of your
excess
need.
of your need, you just put that producto outside your bahay and
Yes.
people will buy it.
Ah,
But because everybody goes to farm eh. Like for example, me, I grow everything. I grow my root crops because we eat the root crops. I grow my kamote, I grow my ube, I grow my garlic. I grow my own chicken and yung itlog. So
How
it's a
wonderful.
very, I would like to say, it's sustainable living.
Yes.
Self-sufficient ka dapat dito.
Yes. Garden, an ornamental garden. You can even grow your own food.
yes.
Because I thought that they have to be separate.
For example, this is aries. So we make wine out of the fruit of this aries, or also
Which one? This one?
this one. When it's in season, it has it bears fruit din naman that we can eat.
Okay.
Here's ito yung
What's that?
this is the almond.
Ooh.
So when it's ripe, when it's fallen in the ground now, you just have to cut this open, and there's the almond nut that.
Inside. I wish I could see it later at the kitchen.
I'll check if they have the almond kasi they use it for their pastries.
Ay, ang galing.
This is the local mulberry. So this is very sweet. It's a very good antioxidant actually.
Okay.
So it's the food for both the locals and the
Yes.
birds.
And the birds as
And
well.
also the goats you can feed this to the goats.
The birds as well. But
Mhm.
that's too high for them to reach, no?
Oh, you have to cut it and feed it to the
Put
goats.
it down on the ground.
Oo.
So the main tree, the trunk of the mulberry is which one? That one?
That one.
Ah,
Oo. This can be
that
easily
one.
grown
So
eh.
it becomes a big tree.
Oh, it can
It's
go
not like-
bigger. It can go bigger than that.
Oh, really?
But like you can just, if you wanted to grow one,
Just snap it and
just snap it,
put it on the ground?
put it on the ground,
Then it will be another mulberry tree.
and it will be another mulberry. But you
Oh,
just have to cut
amazing.
this one
Ah,
para mag-regenerate siya quicker.
ganun.
Oo.
Tatanggalin natin yung...
Mga young shoots niya.
Okay.
It is already becoming a practice. Sustainable living is becoming a practice in a lot of the more conscious people in the world. But Batanes kasi, we grew up with this practice. Lumaki kami na the practice is to live sustainably, to get a very close, as I said, a very close relationship between the environment and the people. Kasi at the end of the day, babalik lang kami dun sa gubat namin, babalik lang kami dun sa dagat namin to get for food.
Yes.
So if you notice in Batanes, We don't have big palengke for fish because we only get what is needed for the day.
How
So
awesome.
that's another thing. In Batanes, you don't have to be greedy. Everything has to be shared. So like we have the communal pasture land. That's a shared pasture area because some people don't have that much of property. So in order for everybody to grow equally, we have to share. So
Oh.
that makes the Ivatan culture very distinct, and that made us a resilient community, a self-sustaining community also. It's because of our cooperative systems
Wonderful that you were able to sustain that for retain it for
for
generations
generation.
because
Yeah,
it's
of course,
been age old.
it's age old. Even prior to the Spaniards coming in the Philippines, that's already the system.
Oh,
It's community neatly tied together.
yes.
So I think it has done so much good for Batanes. Remember, the typhoon in Batanes would come every time it wishes to visit Batanes. We're so tiny, and I guess the government will put the least attention to a small island, but we have survived so many typhoons. Like a super typhoon, there has never been any record actually of a super typhoon that hit Batanes where there is a casualty.
Oh,
A
really?
super typhoon Freddy in September of 2016 hit Batanes, and the world was surprised. Even CNN reported that it's the first super typhoon where there's not even a casualty.
Amazing.
Because we are prepared. Like prior to probably the Weather Bureau forecasting the super typhoon, we can already know that it's going to be a super typhoon by looking at the sunset, how the sunset is. If it's very orange and reddish orange, there's going to be a weather disturbance, a severe weather disturbance. If the hermit crabs from the sea go to dry land, that means to say uh, the seawater is going to rise. There's going to be a disturbance. So observation lang talaga siya, which was passed down, of course, by our forefathers to our lolo, to our parents, and to us.